Doing own voice over soft music. Jungkook walked into the college with a cold face, as usual, and all the girls around him drooling over him. Even if they know Jungkook is taken, they can't help drooling because he is so handsome. But he didn't give her to them and head towards the locker to get his thing and then to leave to his class so that he can see his cute girlfriend. Jungkook shrimp, my baby might be waiting for me in class. Jungkook happily said and left to Hawker. Jungkook reached the locker and saw the person whom he wanted to see, and a wide smile appeared on his lips when he saw her, so he approached her. Wine was taking out the things from her locker, all lost in her thoughts, but soon she felt an arm around her, and she knew who it is, Jungkook. She called him, and Jungkook tightened his hold on Wine's. Yes, baby, I missed you a lot, he said while peeking Wine's neck, but we were together yesterday till evening. But after that, we both went to our house that made me miss you. Jungkook potted against Wine's neck and Wine chuckled, but soon she remembered something which was haunting her from few days. Jungkook, she called him as if she wanted to say something to him, and Jungkook understood it, so he turned around Wine to face him and her too. The locker. Yes, baby, you wanna say something? Yeah, she said while placing her hand over his to feel his heartbeat, which was beating for her, and she wanted to feel his heartbeat for her forever. Say it, baby. I'm listening to it, he said and peeked Wine's forehead. Wine thought, I want to tell him, but at the same time, I don't want to tell him to. She looked into his eyes and found love for her, which made her not to tell him, nothing. I just want to say that I miss you too. Jungkook smiled, I love you, babe. Wine smiled, I love you more, Cook. She hugged him and listened to his heartbeat while she herself was deep in thought and confused what to do, which didn't go unnoticed by Jungkook, making him concerned for Wine. What happened to you, baby? You okay? From few days I'm noticing you that you are trying to hide something from me. Wine looked up at Jungkook in surprise at how well he knows her, but nothing, Cook. Come, let's go to class. We are already late. Saying this, she hold Jungkook's wrist and pull him to class. As everyone knows, Jungkook and Wine are dating each other, so they just ignore them. Otherwise, they know they will out of jealousy seeing a lovely couples. So Jungkook and Wine are dating from the first year of college, and now it's their last semester. Jungkook and Wine fall in love with each other at first time in college when they did their introduction, but Wine was little scared of him as there was a talk about him being a, so she just kept the. But then one day Jungkook proposed her and she accepted him because she already has feeling for him. And then about being she never saw him with any girl, so she tried to accept it as just rumors and thought to give a try to the relationship with Jungkook. Jungkook fell asleep on the class and Wine was admiring him. Wine thought, I can't leave you. I don't want it to be separated by you. I want always to be with you and I know what to do now. I hope the decision I'm taking is right for me, for us. Wine took a deep breath, hoping finally everything will be okay, and then peeked Jungkook's forehead. But soon she backed off when the professor called her. Yeah, come to my cabin, okay? Wine signed as she knew for what the professor is calling her. Yes, ma'am. The bell rang and the professor left. Cook, wake up, the class is over. Jungkook slowly opened his eyes, class over. Ryan smiled. Yes, Bunny, did you had a good sleep? She said. Jungkook, who was stretching his arm. Yes, I had. He cutely pouted, making Wine ow at his cuteness. You are so cute, Bunny, she said and pinched his cheeks, but then her grasp left her mouth and her eyes wide open. Cook Jungkook pulled her to his and pulled her face near to his. Jungkook shrimp, cute, right? He said near to her lips, while both of their eyes were fixed on each other's lips. Yeah, you are. Wine was cut it off when Jungkook smashed his lips on her, and she happily replied back to her. After a passionate, I'm still cute, he asked Wine while cherishing her cheeks. Yeah, you are still cute for me. She teased Jungkook, making Jungkook shrimp to grow more wider. Has he know why Wine is teasing him? Jungkook shrimp. Seems like my baby wants to be get here, right? Jungkook asked Wine, blushed, but soon she realized that she need to see the professor. Cook, no, let's go. I need to see the professor. Jungkook frowned. Why? I have a doubt in today's class. She lied to him. Jungkook smiled. Okay, fine. Go and come fast. I will be waiting for you in cafeteria. Wine smiled. Yeah, she took her things and then peeked for Jungkook's forehead. I will be back quick, okay? Jungkook smiled. Take your time. I will wait for you. He too peeked Wine's forehead and then took his backpack and both. Wine head to the professor cabin and Jungkook to cafeteria to order food for both of them. Wine knocked the door and he get in after hearing come in. Wine get into the cabin. You asked for me, ma'am. The professor looked up from the file and saw Wine. Professor smiled. Yes, Wine, take a seat. Wine sat in front of professor. So did you decide what to do with scholarship? Tomorrow is last date. Wine sighed. Ma'am, I'm not going, she said while making the professor eyes wide open. Wine, do you know what you are saying? This is a scholarship which everyone is wishing to get, and here you get it and rejecting it. I know, ma'am, but right now I can't go to States. Why? Why wasn't it your dream to go to States and do your studies and build up your own company? Wine sign, yes, ma'am, but now she bit her lips as she doesn't know what to say to the professor, so she looked down at her lap. But are you afraid of leaving? Jungkook Wine looked at Professor and her eyes turned teary, making Professor concerned for her. So she immediately stood up from her seat and approached Wine and consoled her. Hey, Wine, it's okay. I just asked you. Wine crying, you are right, ma'am. I didn't want to lose him. We will be separated. We will lose our connection. We will lose the love we have now for each other, which I didn't want. I love him so much, Professor Sign, but you both can stay in long distance relationship. Fine, son, I know, but there is a very rare chance of this long distance relationship working out and then eventually we will fall apart. Professor understood Wine has always this long distance relationship doesn't work. Okay, fine, it's your life, your decision. I respect your decision, so I will cancel the scholarship. Wine smiled at Professor with teary eyes. Thank you, ma'am. I will leave now. Professor nodded and Wine wiped her eyes and head out of the cabin as if nothing happened. But little did she know that someone heard her conversation with the professor and then get into the professor cabin to meet the professor. Wine entered the cafeteria but didn't find Jungkook. Where is he? She looked around and then she saw him getting into the cafeteria with a dull face, so she ran to him. Cook, what happened? Why your face looking sad? Me sad? No way, babe. I was just thinking what taking you so long. Wine chuckled. The professor gone a little long. And where were you? Washroom. Jungkook shuddered, which Wine found suspicious because she knew that Jungkook shudders when he lies. But right now, as she was happy that she is not leaving, Jungkook made Wine to neglect Jungkook's behavior and hugged him tightly, and Jungkook hugged her too. What happened, baby? Jungkook asked Wine as she suddenly hugged him. Nothing, I'm so happy, you know, Wine said while looking up from hug but still in his hole, and Jungkook smiled, saying Wine's happy face. I love you so much, Wine said, and Jungkook chuckled, I love you more, baby. Peeked Wine's lip. Let's eat, I'm so hungry. Yeah, sure, babe, come. Both had to eat without knowing that someone was warning and jealous seeing Wine and Jungkook together. Seems like spreading the rumor of him being didn't had any effect on Wine, she said with anger and hold her spoon tightly. Era proposed Jungkook on the first day of college, but Jungkook rejected her, which made Era anger, and she spread the rumor of Jungkook being her, so that girls will stay away from him. She was just like, if she can't get him, then no one can. Wine came earlier today as Jungkook told her that he will come earlier to college today as he has some work. Wine was walking through the hallway all happy, but then she heard some weird sound like from one of the classrooms. Urged this couples, can't they do somewhere else? She shook her head in disbelief and was about to leave, but the name she heard made her stop on her track. Wine to herself, did I heard his name? Wine's heart ached, and to confirm it, Wine went to the door and leaned onto the door to hear again. But it was the worst step she has taken because the name she heard made her. Jungkook, you are so. I know, Era. It was Jungkook's voice. Wine can even recognize it in her sleep. Her eyes turned teary, her whole body got numb, but soon she gathered herself and was about to open the door so as to face her so called boyfriend. But that she heard the door from inside opening, so she immediately ran from there and hid behind the locker to see the most heartbreaking scene. Wine wide eyes no. She placed her palms on her mouth to control her sobs as she saw Jungkook walking out of the class, and the Era followed out while limping and stretching her hands and body. Wine starry eyes. No way, but I saw it from my own eyes. I should have not fall for your trap. Wine fell on her knees crying, but then she felt a hand on her shoulder and she looked up to see ma'am. She hugged the professor and cried on her shoulder. It's okay, come, let's go to my cabin. Wine nodded and the professor took Wine to her cabin. Here, drink it. She gave a glass of water to Wine and Wine drink it. Thank you, ma'am. You wanna face him now? No, I don't wanna face him. I regret I gave up my dream for him and he just Wine just did as she broke down. Wine, I know it's wrong to say to you, but still I'm asking you, Wine Front. You can say anything, ma'am. Professor signed. The scholarship is still available. Will you accept it? The professor asked Wine. Wine thought, yeah, I want to move on from him. I don't want to see. Ma'am, I accept the scholarship. Professor smiled. Good decision, Wine. She patted Wine's shoulder, and Wine just sat there silently, not knowing what to do and not knowing someone was watching her crying and crying with her while seeing her from outside the cabin. Wine left the office after completing the formalities of scholarship, and immediately after she left the cabin, someone entered the cabin and Professor looked up at the person. I did what you said, and trust me, this is the best thing you have done. She smiled proudly at the person without knowing that the person was heartbroken too. After 5 years, Wine left the place without even saying goodbye to Jungkook. She was heartbroken. She was inside because the first love betrayed her, but she overcome Jungkook's feeling by working hard and hard in such a way that she never take a single minute break because even a single minute because of her hard work and all she achieved what she wanted. She became the top young businesswoman in state. She owned her own fashion company and her fashion is being admired by almost all the female celebrities. Wine came to Seoul just because her parents forced her to come back as Wine didn't came to her hometown for 5 years straight. Wine signed, the city always remind me of him. She immediately shrugged off her thoughts when she realized she is thinking about Jungkook. But soon she found her dad and mom, so she ran towards them. Oma, Appa, my princess, our baby is finally back. They all shared a family hug. I missed you both. We missed you more. She peeked her forehead. Let's head home and we have lots of things to discuss with you. Yeah, sure, Appa. They all left to house. After reaching home, they all freshen up and now sitting in living room to share their life of 5 years. So didn't you had any boyfriend? Wine looked at her mom in disbelief. Oma, seriously, you know everything about my past and then to you asking me, Wine, mom sign you wine. I mean that was in past. It happened 5 years back, but still the pain is fresh in my heart. Okay, so as you don't have any boyfriend, then there will be no problem in accepting the man I find for you, right? Appa, now you too. What I did? Wine sign. Appa, I am not ready to get married. I still wanted to focus on my career. Wine mom roll eyes. Wine, enough of yours, this career thing. You are already at the peak of your career and you achieved your dream. Wine sign. But Uma, wine please. We never said no to you. We agreed to your decision when you said that you are giving up your dream for your love. And then we agreed to when you said you are going heartbroken and leaving to US just to move on from your love. But then after 5 years you didn't came to meet us. We accepted every decision of yours without any complaint. And for the first time, we are asking you something, and you can't accept our decision. Wine thought, yes, Zoma is right. They were always with me, supported me with my every decision. Wine decided to agree to her parent, but still deep inside her heart, Shankuk is there, but still she can't do anything. Okay, fine. I agree to marry the man you find for me, but I will not stop working. Wine said, making her dad. Why ain't that happy? Don't worry, my girl. No one will stop you from working. Rather, your future husband has already arranged everything to transfer your company in Seoul. Wine surprise. That means you guys have already fixed everything. Wine mom smile. Yeah, we know that you will never agree to us. Wine's mom mean how she emotionally. Wine sign. Okay, fine. I'm going to room. I'm tired. Yeah, go. Baby, take rest. Wine left to her room. Wine entered her room and then went to the balcony, leaned on the railing, and looked up at night sky to see the moon, which reminded her of Jungkook, making Wine to numb painfully. It's still unbelievable that even after I saw you with another girl, I still love you the same as I did 5 years back. Sign, you might have got married now, right? See, soon I am also going to marry, God knows to whom, but I promise that I will try my best to not make my husband second heartbroken and being sincere to him. A drop of tear left Wine's eyes, and she stood there thinking, Wine, the wedding venue, wedding dress, everything was already being prepared by the groom much before Wine came to Seoul, as they were sure Wine will agree. Wine sighed and looked at herself in the mirror. She wished of this day as every other girl where she will be happily marry her love. Same goes with Wine. She always dreamed of marrying Jungkook, but now she is marrying someone else. Maybe that's why there was a lack of smile on her lips. Soon the door opened and Wine turned around to see her mom and dad came inside. Wow, my baby looking like an angel, but something is missing on his angel face. Wine front, but Uma, I did every makeup. She looked herself at mirror to see what is missing. A smile, she said while looking at Wine through the mirror, and Wine just gave a forced small smile to her. Finally, my princess is getting married. I am very much proud of my child. She had made her own company and become the top businesswoman. This time, Wine genuinely smiled at her dad words because this appreciation is a result of her hard work. Wine smiled, thanks, Oma, Appa, for always supporting me. We will always support you. Come, let's go. They might be waiting for the bride. Yeah. Wine walked down the aisle looking down at the ground. It might be unfair to her soon to be husband to say that Wine is still dreaming of Jungkook as how she wished walk down the aisle where on the other end there will be Jungkook, but no. Soon her dad gave her hand to the man and back off. Take care of my daughter. I will, uncle. Don't worry. I will treat her as my queen. Wine heard a familiar voice, but then she shrugged off, thinking that she might be hallucinating his voice, and at the same time she got surprised too that still after 5 years she can't forget his voice, and his voice is still in her mind. But then she heard the priest saying, so let's begin. Yes. John Jungkook, do you take Kim Wine as your wife? Jungkook smiled, I do. Wine signed, still looking down at ground, and she didn't heard the name, so she was dreaming of Jungkook. Kim Wine, do you take John Jungkook as your husband? Wine signed, I. Soon realization hit. Wine thought, did I heard John Jungkook? She immediately faced the priest and, priest, can you again say the name of the man I am marrying? She asked the priest, making the priest dumb. Sorry? The name of John Jungkook. She heard the name from her left side, so she turned her face to left side to see Wine surprise Jungkook. She put her palm on her mouth and her eyes wide open just to see Jungkook sweetly smiling at her. Jungkook smiled. I missed you, babe, he said and was about to hug her, but don't come near me. I hate you. Saying this, she got off the stage and walked back to the dressing room, and Jungkook followed her as he was expecting this reaction from Wine, so he was prepared for it. Jungkook entered the room only to see Wine harshly removing her veil and pulling her hair, which made Jungkook's heart ache. Seeing Wine in broken state has his heart ache 5 years back when he saw Wine crying in Professor cabin. Baby, listen to me. Don't come near me. Why Jungkook signed, fine, I won't come near you, but at least listen to what I'm saying. Wine signed. There is nothing left to listen, Jungkook. I saw everything from my own eyes. You and Era, as she turned her head face to left in disgust. Wine, trust me, you are the first girl I love and also first in everything. Jungkook has already told Wine about Era and the rumors she spread about him to Wine in the initial days of dating. And also Wine knows that Wine is his first and Jungkook knows Wine is his first. Wine chuckled. That doesn't change the fact that I saw you with other girl. Wine, it's not like that. Please listen to me. Wine, please listen to him. Wine looked behind to see her parents and his parents too. Wine. The day Wine went into the cabin of Professor and Jungkook left to cafeteria, but in the midway, I should wait for my baby and then head to cafeteria together. He smiled thinking of Wine and then again left to the direction of Professor cabin, and soon he reached the cabin and was about to get in, but he heard, but why, Wyan? Wasn't it your dream to go to States and do your studies and build up your own company? Wyan signed, yes, ma'am. But now she bit her lips as she doesn't know what to say to the professor, so she looked down at her. But the professor's word made her look up at her with wide eyes. Are you afraid of leaving, Jungkook? Wyan looked at Professor and her eyes turned teary, making Professor concern for her. So she immediately stood up from her seat and approached Wyan and consoled her. Hey, Wyan, it's okay. I just asked you. Wine crying, you are right, ma'am. I didn't want you to lose him. We will got separated. We will lose our connection. We will lose our love which we have now for each other. But I didn't want. I love him so much. But you both can be in long distance relationship. Wine sign, I know there is a very rare chance of this long distance relationship working out, and then eventually we will fall apart. Professor understood how Wine has always this long distance relationship doesn't work. Okay, fine. It's your life, and you decide. I will cancel the scholarship. Wine smiled at Professor. Thank you, ma'am. I will leave. The professor nodded and Wine wiped her eyes and head out of the cabin as if nothing happened. Jungkook immediately hid behind the wall with a broken heart when he saw Wine coming out. For me, you are giving up your dream. No way, I will never let that happen. He immediately get into the cabin and the professor looked up at him. Oh, Jungkook, what made you come here? The scholarship for Wine. Don't cancel it. She will agree to go. How? I will make her agree. Professor signed, I don't think she will agree. She loves you a lot, boy, and she is afraid to lose you. Jungkook signed, but I'm willing to wait for her till she come back after she achieve her dreams. Professor signed, yeah, but the thing is she thinks that you will fall out of love with her because you are a. Jungkook signed for the first time. He was regretting for not responding to the rumors because he thought that his rumor will be helpful to him as the girls will keep a distance from him, and it worked too. Most of the girls kept distance from Jungkook, but then only few who are just like with him or wanted him for his popularity and money roam around him, and he ignores all that girls as he has his eyes on Wine. But then he made her fall in love with her, and then they happily dated, so they never bothered to look. I know what to do. Just do what I asked for. The professor nodded her head as she too wanted Wine to accept the scholarship as Wine deserved it. Jungkook walked into the cafeteria with a sad face and Wyan saw her happy face, which made him more sad by thinking that he took away her dream. But then too he hid his sadness in front of Wyan. Jungkook came earlier today as he wanted to talk to Professor about the scholarship of Wyan, but then his eyes fell on Era, who was approaching him with a shrimp. Wow, I'm lucky today to see your face in the start of my day, she said and was about to Jungkook, but he held her wrist and twisted her hand behind, making her hiss in pain. Jungkook angry. I leave you when you spread the rumors of me being in whole college just because I reject your proposal. But you know what? Because of that rumor, my love doesn't trust me. She doesn't trust my love for her, and she thinks that my love for her will fade away if she will not be in front of me. Jungkook just kept her hand more and more, each second making her numb in pain. Jungkook my hand, but soon Jungkook saw Wine walking inside, so she immediately got an idea what to do. Jungkook pulled Era inside the class and made her sit on a chair and tie her legs and arms with a rope he found in that old class. And Era was totally scared of Jungkook now, as he never thought that Jungkook can do like this to her. A painful numb left her mouth when Jungkook tightly tied her both legs with chairs and hands behind the chair, and he tied it making again. Wine was walking through the hallway all happy, but then she heard some weird from one of the classes. Era, it's paining. Era painfully numbed when Jungkook tightly tied Era. Jungkook, just do what I say, otherwise I will make your dad company bankrupt and also lock you up here and no one will find you. Era Gulpa Lam, she know Jungkook is capable of doing her dad's company bankrupt as Jungkook dad is a top businessman and she was scared of being locked up in the room. Okay, Jungkook looked through the window to see Wine in front of classroom after hearing. Did I heard his name? Wine's heart ached and to confirm it she went to the door and leaned on the door to hear again the name. But it was the worst step she has taken because the name she heard made her. You are so good in this, Ara said as Jungkook told, but Jungkook just rolled his eyes and then thought. Jungkook thought, please Jungkook, just for Wine. Right now Wine should hate you, then only she will leave you and focus on her goal and I want Wine to achieve her dreams. Jungkook closed his eyes even though he was feeling disgust, but Wine's happy face came into his mind and he said, thinking of Wine, yes, I know. He opened his eyes as he know this much is enough and also he doesn't want it to stay with who just spread rumors of him, so he opened the knot of the rope. Jungkook dark eyes, don't show me your face again, otherwise I will make your life, he said and walked away with tears in his eyes and then Era completely freed herself from the rope and limpingly left the class which Wine saw and misunderstood as Wine Era's legs were paining as Jungkook tied her tightly. Jungkook then left to see Professor and asked her to take Wine to his cabin and console her and he saw Wine crying away and hiding behind the locker when Jungkook opened the door and also saw her crying where he himself was crying. After Wine left the cabin after completing the procedure of scholarship, Jungkook entered the office. I did what you said, and trust me, this is the best thing you have done. She said proudly to Jungkook without knowing that it's not something to be proud of. I wanted my girl to achieve her dreams, and when I came to know that I am coming between her dreams, so I just decided to stay a little time away from her and hope you both get together again soon. And trust me, she will be yours. I know I will never leave her, but Professor, I want one more help. Anything you ask. Wine was crying, seeing the CCTV footage of the day he tied Vira in classroom and also in the hallway. That was the help he asked the professor because he knew that he wanted to prove to Wine that he did. A smile. Still, you doubt me? I know I didn't. I always felt like you didn't cheat on me, and there might be some misunderstanding, but you never contact me after that day. Jungkook san, I didn't contact you, nor took your phone because if I will hear your voice, I will end up saying all the truth to you, and then you will again give up your dream, which I doesn't want it. But trust me, Vine, I was watching you from a distance. Even I came to airport when you left. But you should have told me and happily sent me to state rather than creating all this drama. Baby, just answer my few questions. If you were in long distance relationship, your body will be away from me, but your soul, heart and mind will be with me. So will you be able to focus on your goal? No, I will not. Then everything will be concerned about my health, did I ate and all. Isn't it? Yeah. So that will again distract you from your goal and also we will always be on phone talking to each other making things more difficult for you and me. That's why I decided to make you hate me so that your mind will be only on your goal and nothing else. One agreed to Jungkook has the hate of her towards Jungkook made her reach the place where she is now. But what if I have fallen in love with someone else? Jungkook Shrim, I know no one can replace my place in your heart, and also I was always knowing about you from your parents. So if I came to know that you got a boyfriend, then I would have took the next plane and came to you and remind you that you belong to me. Wine agreed to him. But we were separated for 5 years, she said with a cute pout, and Jungkook hugged her. Just think that we got separated for a short time just to get back together for a whole lifetime. Just now we are going to be husband and wife. Wine blushed. Thanks, Cook, for making me achieve my dream and also waiting for me to reach my goal. And also, Jungkook, you misunderstood about the part. Actually, I love you so much and I can't be away from you. That's why I decided to give up my dream and not because I thought you are. And I know you love me truly. Jungkook smiled. I know, I just in anger said that to Era, and also it was my responsibility as a man to fulfill my woman's dream, and I did it so that there is no need of thanking me. He peeked Vine's forehead, making Vine cry, and Jungkook let her cry because it's happy tears. I love you, Took. Jungkook smiled. I love you, Took. But can I ask you one thing? Anything, love? What you did in this 5 years? She asked him, taking him off guard. But soon, I will tell you, just like you, he work and work whole day and night to stop himself missing you and become the top businessman. And also he always kept reminding himself that my love will be soon back. And at night he used to come to her house and sleep at your room, hugging your dress which you left here. And also he always sit next to us when we video call you and took a glance at you when you will be busy with some work. And thus a day he heard you saying that you finally achieved your dream to us. And at that time he was the happiest person on earth as he gave party to his employees saying his love will be back soon and arranged the whole wedding and asked us to call you here and then everyone said, but Vine was crying after hearing how much he loved her, and she kept looking at Jungkook, who was admiring her crying, looking so cute with red cheeks and red nose tip. Do you take Kim Vine as your wife? I do, he said while holding Vine's both palms in his, looking directly at Vine's eyes, which were holding so much love for him. Kim Vine, do you take John Jungkook as your husband? Vine smiled. I do, she too said while tightly holding Jungkook's palm as if he will go away from her and looking straight at Jungkook's eyes, which were holding so much love for her. I announce you as husband and wife. You may, the bride. As if both were waiting to listen to it, Jungkook pulled Vine towards him and she landed on his and he smashed his lips on her and she replied back to him happily, showing how much they missed each other, how much they each other. Thus, they started a new life with a short separation, which only increased their love for each other. The end. Thanks for watching. Bye.